So the last two problems both involve solution stoichiometry, which is something that I found historically people need practice with. So it says how many milliliters of 0.550 molar hydroiodic acid, HI, are needed to react with 15 milliliters of 0.217 molar cesium hydroxide. Okay, so essentially we're going to do a titration reaction here, and we want to know the amount, the volume of this that's required to react exactly with 15 milliliters of 0.217 molar this. So we basically need to figure out how much of this we need to react with this. Well, how are we going to do that? Well, remember that in solid stoichiometry, we were always trying to find moles in the middle because the balanced chemical equation would allow us to convert from moles of one thing to moles of another. It turns out that in solution stoichiometry, it's exactly the same thing. But how we get to those moles is a little bit different. In this case, we don't want to use grams to convert to moles. We want to use liters to convert to moles. Remember that to convert from grams to moles, you need a molar mass. To convert from liters to moles, you need a molarity. And it turns out we have a molarity. So in this case, we want to convert from liters of cesium hydroxide, we are going to have to divide that by 1,000, to moles of cesium hydroxide, to moles of HI. And then we could convert from moles of HI to liters of HI. Now note that the answers are in milliliters, so we are going to have to take our answer and multiply it by 1,000 at the end. So let's start with this 15 milliliters. The first thing we want to do is divide that by 1,000. 0.01500 liters of CSOH. Now we want to convert it to moles. To convert from liters to moles, you need a molarity. We're given a molarity. So we put 1 liter on the bottom because it's moles per liter. And in this particular cesium hydroxide solution, there's 0.217, the molarity number, of moles of cesium hydroxide in 1 liter of this solution. We now want to convert to moles of HI. In this case, like always, to go from moles of one thing to moles of another, we use a balanced chemical equation. In this case, we want to put 1 mole of cesium hydroxide on the bottom and 1 mole of HI on the top. We then want to convert to liters of HI. So to do that, we need to use this molarity. But in this case, we want the moles on the bottom because we have moles and we want that to cancel out. So we put 0.550 moles of HI on the bottom and 1 liter of the HI solution on the top. And when we do all that math, we get 0.00592 liters of this HI solution. And if you look here, you don't see that as an answer. And the reason is this spit out the answer in liters, and this is in milliliters. So if you take this and multiply it by 1,000, you will get choice letter B, 5.92 liter.